Hello everyone, this is DInfinityX, and welcome to episode 10 of my Minecraft world. I screwed up the intro. Yesterday, I was working on starting to build out the farms that are going to be going in here, and I think I recorded something, but then I might have deleted it. I don't know what happened, but I have a cactus farm, and I'm going to go into that in just a second because I already recorded the next few clips, but all right, so after that mishap, I'm going to accidentally fall down into here. I have managed to build up this cactus farm quite a bit. Now, unfortunately, this leads us to a problem that I'm going to have to deal with relatively quickly. I just realized, that's alright. I know it's going to be lossless. That is okay, because in the little bit of time I spent playing Minecraft yesterday, today is Sunday, unfortunately, the cactus farm well outdid itself. So I'm not worried about it being 100% lossless. It's not a big deal. The problem I'm going to have is, as you can see, I have tons of stuff coming down into this system. And right now I've just got this little storage system to set up to deal with it, and it's not going to be enough. This is what I currently have that is going to be coming through the system. Or this is what's currently coming through the system. This is what I have planned to come through the system. And this is all the stuff that I can craft with the stuff that comes through the system. Now I have plans to expand it with these bone meal farms and the villager trading stuff. This is all going to be a massive undertaking, so I thought the best way to deal with it would be to try and color cord and get everything set up now before I start building up the iron farm, the melon pumpkins, sugarcane farm, because otherwise I'm just going to get flooded with this stuff and I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to build up some colored lines to show where everything's going to go. I think I'm going to have the bulk crafting stuff right here with the villager stuff going up there. It's just going to be all a hassle, I think. Just to give myself some sort of idea, craft or villager trading, crafting. I don't know where I'm going to send the arrows. Probably up to villager trading because of the potential for Fletchers to give us special arrows. Strings going to crafting, bones going to crafting. Actually, no, glowstone is not going to crafting. And the reason glowstone isn't going to crafting because it can be used in potions. And I can buy glowstone at trivial cost. So I'm going to keep the dust out of this crafting area. So this is going to be the first thing that goes to bulk storage. Possibly just to potion brewing skyscraper I think I'm going to make. Next, we have sugar, which is just going to go to probably potion brewing. Like these three here are probably just going to go to potion brewing. And as I'm doing this, I realize I'm also going to need a mushroom farm in here. So that's something. Sticks, I don't think I'm going to get enough unless I move the tree farm over here, which I can do because... Oh, I hit reload, not the one I wanted to hit. That was my mistake. So the thing with that azalea farm is it fits in one chunk. It ideally fits in one chunk so things don't break, yada, and all of that. And this chunk right here would be perfect for it to fit into and not necessarily destroy stuff. So I have the potential to get a lot of sticks, saplings, or azalea, flowering azalea and azalea saplings. But I'm not going to worry about that just yet. So sticks I'm probably going to use as furnace fuel, maybe. Bottles are going to go back into the system to get us honeycomb. The raw chicken's probably going to go to the trading hall for the butchers. Same with the feathers for the Fletchers. The cactus is going to be split between going to a furnace array and being bulk stored. And I have to think of how I'm going to do that. Pumpkins and melons are going to the trading. Sugarcane's going to get split into two separate piles. Actually, no. Sugarcane is more or less only going to be used to make paper. The paper is going to get split between going up to the villager trading and being used to craft rockets. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do that. Iron is going to get crafted into blocks of iron and shears to go into the system for the honeycombs. The poppies are probably going to be crafted into red dye and stored. Honey bottles are going to be immediately crafted into honey blocks because there's really no other use other than eating, but that's eh. And then honeycombs are going to likely get split between candles. Yeah, I need the strings. So candles, honeycomb blocks, and the like. And that's even before we get into all the dyes and all the dyes we can potentially make with this farm and the candles. And it's this is going to be a logistical or an interesting logistical. Oh, I thought there was a hole in there for a second. It's definitely going to be an interesting logistical thing for me to work out. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. All right, so I have the beginning of this line built out. So this is everything that is going to potentially be coming down this little chute right here. And it is going to travel along this line. Now this is kind of like a metro line. It's not going to be accurate or represent everything because this is probably going to dogleg over here and run across here with water lines and everything. But this is the crafting stuff that we're going to craft. So these 9 items are going to craft into all of these. I have yet to determine where all of these go, but they're all going to go back into the system following this line. Over here, we have the items that are going to go up to the villager trading hall. This is going to go into the line that's feeding the bee farms. So, I mean, this is going to be just the barrels and the shears. So I can put the shears in here. That's not a big deal. So the shears are going to be made there, travel in, and then eventually they're going to have their own line. Never mind, because you can't sort them. So they're going to go into a separate line, probably over here somewhere to go up into the bee farms. And in fact, I may just divert some of the iron into the bee farm to craft shears up there. That seems like a more logical step. So we're going to break that because that's not a viable strategy right there. So it's going to come along here, and then we have the cactus. The things that are going to go into the smelter are going to be heading this way. So the lime green or the lime green, the sea pickles will end up being dropped down into here, split into 2 stacks, one for use, one for smelting, and it's going to come down into here. Then we have this red line here, which is probably going to take up here, which I think I'm going to turn into just the potion brewing station. And then all the way over here, we have what is going to be the rockets, which I'm probably going to set up something over here to make the rockets and everything after it falls into. Let me rephrase or restart that. So let's take rockets, for example, the sugarcane. I'm going to craft it into paper and throw it into the system. It is going to follow this line. It's going to go up to the trading hall, come across. It's going to fill up all the trading hall things first with paper. And then once all the trading hall chests are filled with paper, it's going to drop back down and start filling up the chests for the rockets. So then I should be able to fill up rockets. And then everything that's excess is more than likely going to get incinerated. It's kind of. I'm probably going to put in a little bit of a buffer so that I don't destroy everything. But that's how it's going to work for things like paper, watermelons. The dye is probably going to go over there next to the rockets. Same with the candles. The honeycomb blocks are going to be sent all the way to the deep storage. So they'll be crafted, thrown into the system. It'll waterlog it or water flow it up here, over there, make its round around the villager trading hall, get dropped back down, probably redispensed to prevent it from potentially being lost, and then sent into the mountain storage. So honeycomb, the bone blocks, the iron blocks, redstone blocks, and the honey blocks all get eventually tossed over that way. So this is kind of this is going to be a bit interesting to say the least, because I have to take everything past this line. So it's probably all going to come down and eventually all go up over there to the village hall or the villager trading, and then get sorted into multiples of chests up there, and then I'll have the trading halls up there to trade. I don't know how I'm going to design it yet. That's going to be something that I really need to work on. But at least this is the start, hopefully. All right, so I have made up what I want for the I've made up what I want for the storage center for the crafting section here. I'm probably going to move this because this was just temporary. I wanted to see how much I could fit in. The downside is this is only going to work for 3 of the items currently in the farm. And yeah, that's not ideal. But in the interim, I thought, well, I'm going to need a lot of supplies for this. So I went on a little bit of a exploration to get blue ice, packed ice, regular ice, and I've crafted up all of this stuff to make with the system. Because I think the more important part is going to be getting everything set up down here to start transporting the items so that I can kind of work out where I'm going to put everything after the fact. The one thing I forgot I need is soul sand here because of bubble elevators. Now, I'm obviously not going to need a lot, but I'm going to collect a lot just because. Or I could just remember that I have a piglin barring farm and I have soul sand for days. So I'm just going to take some of this here. Yep. Alright, so I have spent most of the afternoon working on the system down there, which is a complete and utter mess. But in order to finish the system down there, I have to finish the system up here. So I have come up with a rough outline of what I want the villager trading hall to look like, and I've fallen down this hole again. Alright, back to what I was talking about, so I don't fall down that hole again. This is going to have enough space for 28 farmers, 28 clerics, 28 masons, and this number might change. It just depends on how many masons I can get. I want one of each of the glazed and regular terracotta trades. And then over here we want 15 fletchers, one with each of the different arrow types, 6 butchers, an armor, a toolsmith, a weaponsmith, and 4 shepherds with red and white dye. Now, I don't have librarians here, which is unfortunate, but I think I'm going to put the librarians 1 floor up because there's going to be a lot of them, and I don't know, I haven't looked into exactly how many there's going to be, but it's going to be a lot. So they're going to go 1 floor up. But for the meantime, this is going to work. So at least for up here, what's going to happen is the items are going to flow up from down there. I've fallen off that. The items are going to flow up from down there. They're going to come across into this line, and each one of these is going to be a different item. So pumpkins, melons, possibly pumpkins again, although I might switch up how I'm going to do the farms underneath there and make this carrots, that potatoes, something like that. Same with the clerics. The clerics is just going to be all rotten flesh. The masons aren't going to have anything above them, so I might not do anything over here with the masons. And then the fletchers are going to get the sticks and arrows. And the string. Actually, I'm not going to trade string. So sticks, arrows, and feathers. And then if I get the shepherds with the red and white dye, those are going to go up top here before they get overflown and thrown back into the system. And then the armor, toolsmith, and weaponsmith are just for the diamond armor and tools so that I can buy them and not have to worry about ever using diamonds for that again. Now down here, I've already got the backbone of the system in. So we've got these 7, right? Yeah. 7, soon to be 8 as soon as I move that one over. The reason I haven't done it yet is because the hopper line here that, oh, this is my hell that's been playing over here, is falling into these random holes I have, like this one. Um, but this hopper line leads straight into this, which would just throw it into the junk chest there. And I don't want to do that yet, so I need to fill out the rest of this system before I start dismantling that, so I can start sending the items into the system. But then we have the stuff that's not going to get traded, that's going to go into ingredients, so potions, cactus is going to get turned into dye, uh, bone meal, which is going to get used to feed the farms, it's going to follow along the path, and then head upwards and over into the trading hall up there. Now, if I did this correctly, the side to my left should be the masons. And it is. So, it'll come across this way. This will be for rotten flesh. This will get the melons, pumpkins. That'll get everything else. And then it'll come over here and get dropped down. So this is where we'll have this area somewhere over here is where we're going to have the chute that takes everything down, sorts through the rest of it, the stuff that I don't have in the system so far, which is all the blocks, all the dyes, the candles, and where is... Oh, yeah, gunpowder. I'm going to pull gunpowder out probably over here. I think I'm going to move the gunpowder and paper thing over here. But that kind of messes with the... Well, the librarians aren't really a thing. Really. Amanda, there's a wandering villager right there. So, if I pulled it out now, the paper would fill up the rocket first and then go up to the librarians, which, I mean, realistically, what I'm hoping will get us the most emeralds would be the farmers and the clerics. And I think those are going to be the things that produce the most amount of emeralds in general. So it's going to be some fiddling to get everything to work right now. I just don't know what else to do for this. The biggest thing is that these are the items that I am currently sorting into the system. These are the ones that aren't. So I need to get, the flesh. Obviously, the watermelon's not in here, but because it's technically being sorted, the gunpowder and the poppies. The poppies are going to fly all the way across, end up coming down this way, probably coming into a line right here, and then getting deposited this way into this system. Same with all of the dyes and all of that. But yeah, those are all going to be from farms, and some of them I have to craft. So it's just going to be interesting to see how this ends up turning out, especially once I get all of this finished up, so I can kind of see what floor plan I'm working with. And that's the biggest thing. I'm kind of building this without thinking of how it's going to look after it's all done, and hopefully I can work around it. I did decide I was going to use this outer frame here for the build. I have an idea for here. I want kind of a dark or a deep slate kind of slanting arch that leads up, and these are going to go straight up and kind of curve in once the iron things are done. And I would guess I'm probably only going to do 3 per side, which is still 12, and it's still going to be a ridiculous amount of iron. And I think I may even drop it down to just 4 or 8, sorry, because I don't know if I'm going to need that much iron. 4, 6. I mean, I've got 8 deep storage over here, and unfortunately upstairs it's not going to be... I think I counted out 6.5 double chests with the barrels. See, this is what I mean. I keep falling in these holes that I've made and I can't get out of. So each one of those is... So for the rotten flesh, it's going to be Oh, 25 and a half per side, so 51 double chests worth of storage up there for rotten flesh. The melons and pumpkins are going to be what? No, that's not right. 51's way too high. Can't do math right now. It's going to be 19 and a half, so 39. So 13 for pumpkins, 13 for melons, which is still quite a lot, but and whatever gets excess is just going to get destroyed somewhere along this line. Once I get underground, I'll probably burn all the rotten flesh that makes it past, and gunpowder, arrows, stuff like that. Because there's just not too big of a use for them. But unfortunately, that's going to do it for today, because this has just been going on for this project I've been working on since last night, and I've made some progress, but now I need to take this up, figure out how to work it into the system up there, and do all of that. But I think that's going to be next weekend. I think for the next episode, me and my daughter are going to kind of work together to make the nether entrance to the mountain over there, and we're going to probably start working on just a few more little projects here and there. Like, I still have a ton of mountain to build, but I keep getting sidetracked by making bigger and better things like this. This is potentially going to be the road design I use for the city here. I just have to figure out how I want to make it look, because I actually quite like this, even though they're all not pointing towards each other. And it's unfortunately quite bland compared to some of the builders out there. But I'll figure out a way to spruce it up and make it look nice. So until next time, this was D Infinity X. I hope you enjoy.